Five Nights at Freddy's. It's pretty much one of the most iconic, popular video game series of all time, with having about a considerable amount of games that it has. It has the main games, the spin-off FNAF world. It has a novel series. It's getting a movie, and it has a VR game, which is very interesting. Five Nights at Freddy's animatronics can be very intimidating to most people. They scare. They pretty much just make you piss your pants or whatever. But today, I think we're gonna be looking at what franchises can be Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, we're gonna have to make a few claims before we start this list, just to make sure the fanboys don't get butthurt. The puppet is not that strong if you look at it. It's very thin and it's very destructible. The nightmares are not real. Same with the phantoms. Okay, the scrap animatronics don't really do shit either because they're very destroyed. Even like Scrap Baby and like, Scrap Trap or William Afton, that's his official name, but whatever. If we're gonna count the games, might as well count the novels, and we're gonna count the games, novels, and then like FNAF World, so they can just put up more of a fight. Yeah, pretty much that's pretty much what we're doing. Basically, we're gonna see what franchises can beat the FNAF universe. I have no idea what was that. Anyways, let's get to our list. The first franchise will be covering on. Let me see if I can find a better image of this. Is the Shin Megami Tensei franchise. Now, Shin Megami Tensei has some very, well, you could say overpowered characters. Like, for example, the Demi-Fiend right here. He beat Lucifer, who can distort time. He beat Kagosuchi, who's pretty much an aspect of God. And, Demi-Fiend is really powerful. He has Gaia Rage, which, can create earthquakes. He can shoot lasers out of his eyes with Kugo. And he has a bunch of demons on the side, so yeah, pretty much. The Space Marine from Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey, or Redux. This guy is very powerful. He did beat pretty much a female version of YHVH, if we're gonna look at it that way. Plus, he has a bunch of demons on his side. Let's see here. The Persona series right here. Persona does have a considerable amount of characters from it. For example, the Persona 3 protagonist, he has fusion spells like Armageddon, you have Infinity, he has the Homunculus, which sacrifices itself to protect him from death spells. And a lot of these characters are just, in general, just too much for FNAF to handle. Also, one more claim, I forgot to make this claim. Purple Guy is not that... He's at least decently strong. However, he's just a murderer, and that's nothing compared to most franchises on this list. Basically, a lot of demons from Shin Megami Tensei are broken. Just downright broken. Just looking at it. And really, it really makes sense for that. So obviously, FNAF gets beat. There's no way they can get past Shin Megami Tensei without getting one-shotted by, examples like, you have powerful demons like Alice, Sun Wukong, and then, Loki. And you have the main protagonist as well, like Nanashi, Demi-Fiend, like I just mentioned. So yeah, basically too much for FNAF to handle. Anyways, next franchise is Sonic the Hedgehog. This one is very obvious. Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic's pretty fast. Like, he outruns the whole FNAF universe. So let's just say that he just outruns the FNAF universe without any difficulty whatsoever. Really, he's able to handle a lot of shit, really. Plus, not to mention, I'm most certain that most Sonic characters just beat FNAF to the ground. Like I could like even Tails and who's not even like that offensively that powerful. Then again, there's Archie Tails, so yeah, and that's not even mentioning the Archie comics, which also has broken characters like Sonic and Tails for that matter, and Enerjack. Plus characters like Shadow pretty much just obliterate them with Chaos Blast. Very easy. Like they handle this situation very well. Expect them to do that. Next franchise is Super Mario. Obviously, Super Mario is an obvious one, pretty much. Really, like the Mario characters have a ton of hacks behind them. That just beat them. That just beat FNAF to the ground. Literally, you can get so many power ups. It's not even funny. Like this, the only thing Mario has to do is just use the Starman, and that's basically it. He just runs over them. He just like runs to them, just kills them. That thing like is an insta kill in a one hit. That's not even mentioning all the other Mario games too, like Paper Mario. Paper Mario is a very broken character. Pretty much can bring like he can make stickers and turn them into 3D models. He can even turn himself into a giant ass hammer. He can turn himself into shurikens and many other stuff. That just is just too much, really. Plus Mario. Plus you have like plus you have Mario and Luigi. I don't think they even need power ups. They just beat FNAF without it. It's just basically how it works. Also, Luigi, he could pretty much just use his poltergust to suck out the ghost from the, animatronic suits, which is very simple. I don't see how this would be hard for Mario to handle. Anyways, next franchise we got is Street Fighter. And Street Fighter, is, actually stronger than you think. You have, the main character Ryu. He's pretty powerful. Different types of Hadoukens and Shoryukens and another version of the Tatsumaki Senpu Kayaku. However, that's not even mentioning every other character from the games. Ryu basically, you only need Ryu to beat the whole FNAF franchise. But if you need more characters, I guess you can just bring in. You can bring in every Street Fighter character. Just get only one Street Fighter character. They're able to solo the whole FNAF first without any difficulty whatsoever. Like literally, you have Akuma, who's practically a demon, and pretty much just destroys them with the Shun. What was it called again? Shun Goku Satsu, I believe. Yeah, that's the move. Then you have characters like Evil Ryu and Violent Ken, who pretty much are like Akuma, but also just as strong as him. Plus, it's not even mentioning, Seth from Super Street Fighter 4, Gil from Street Fighter Third Strike. A lot of characters just beat FNAF to the ground, really. Next, we got the Resident Evil series, and this does not just apply to the biohazard monsters in that series, but it can also apply to the protagonists, who basically are pretty good. Basically, a bunch of the pretty much most Resident Evil characters who know how to, who are basically, let's just say they're trained enough to beat FNAF. Yeah, let's just say they're trained. Leon, for example, dude has dodged lasers. He's very intelligent, is capable of throwing knives in a skilled way, and really in general, a lot of a bunch of Resident Evil characters really aren't that easy for FNAF to handle. Resident Evil pretty much has a bunch of weapons that's just unfair at this point. Like they have pistols, shotguns, submachine guns, large machine guns, assault rifles, let's see here, snipers, rocket launchers, explosives, and a satellite laser from Resident Evil 5, if you want to include it. Really, in general, Resident Evil should be able to handle FNAF, if not just beat them. It's just very simple for them. Next, we got the Tales Up series from Bandai Namco. The Tales Up characters are they're pretty powerful. Like in general, they can combine mystic. They have basically mystic arts. And if you don't know what mystic arts are, basically just they're practically supers from Street Fighter, except just more powerful. And you have characters like Ludger. Where's Ludger? You have this guy right here. This guy I'm pointing at right here. He can create a pocket dimension where basically your enemies can't do anything, and you pretty much can do anything to them. So it's pretty simple for him. He can combine powers with this guy right here. I know their names. Is just if you can look up, Tales series, why I say or why they're on this list. Stan can create fire, pretty powerful fire, and his son Kyle right here is pretty powerful as well. Luke has the Hypersons, which controls matter. And really, in general, they have a bunch of magic spells and, techniques to just beat FNAF. They might as well destroy the whole restaurant, if anything. They might as well just destroy, Charlie, John from the novels, the characters from the novels. Really, in general, I don't expect FNAF to win a fight with any of these franchises at all. In fact, they pretty much just lose in every category, and really, it's just that's how it works. So yeah, those are my franchises who can be fans of Freddy's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.